From NPR and WBEZ Chicago, this is Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR News Quiz. I know you're tired, LeBron. Pass the ball to me. I'm Bill Curtis. And here is your host at the Chase Bank Auditorium in downtown Chicago, filling in for Peter Sagal. It's Helen Hong.
Exactly what you're thinking. Where is Peter Sagal and who the hell are you? I am guest host Helen Hong, and Peter is off this week in Singapore, where he was hired to be the entertainment at the North Korean Peace Summit. Awkward. Somebody really should tell him. Later on, comedian and actor Retta from Parks and Recreation will be here to play the game, but first, it's your turn, so give us a call and play our games. The number is 1-888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 1-888-924-8924. I'm thrilled to welcome our first listener contestant. Hi, you're on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hey, this is Chris calling from Syracuse.
Hi, Chris, how are you?
Good, how are you?
What are you doing in Syracuse?
Just, waiting for it to snow again.
Well, it's May now, so, it'll be any second.
That's right, yep.
Well, Chris, it's great to have you with us. Are you ready to meet our panel?
I couldn't be more excited.
Oh, first up, it's writer, performer, and co-host of the forthcoming podcast, Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. It's Adam Felber.
Hi there, Chris.
Good to meet you, Adam.
Next, it's the comedian and the other co-host of Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. You can catch her at the Chevalier Theater in Medford, Massachusetts on June 23rd. It's Paula Poundstone. And finally, a comedian and the man behind the new Netflix special, Warn Your Relatives, my old buddy from New York, Hari Kondabolu. Chris, I am pumped, I tell you, for you to play Who's Bill this time, where Bill Curtis is going to read you 3 quotes from this week's news. If you can correctly identify or explain 2 of them, you will win our prize. Any voice from our show you choose on your voicemail. Are you ready?
That sounds fantastic.
All right, here is your first quote.
This is a total goat rodeo.
That was arms control expert Jeffrey Lewis on Thursday, giving his view of the U.S.'s relationship with whom?
I'm not positive, but I really feel like North Korea could be that answer.
That is correct. Great job. The U.S.-North Korean Peace Summit fell apart this week, guys. When they found out about this, the folks on the Nobel Peace Prize Committee moved President Trump's nomination from the never-gonna-happen pile to the never-ever-gonna-happen pile. But it is not all bad news. Before things collapsed, the White House minted a coin commemorating the summit. It's really nice. Have you guys seen this? One side shows Trump and Kim. The other side shows a cart in front of a horse. And the cart is filled with unhatched chickens. Have you guys seen this thing?
I've seen this thing, and what are they going to do with it now? And also, if any of you are wondering what the future of Bitcoin looks like.
Actually, I heard the website where they sell it went down.
Yes.
Because so many people because now it's a collector's item even more.
It's an upside down plane on a stamp now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now once they screwed it up, it's more valuable, which may have been the plan the whole time. It may have been a backdoor way for Trump to make more money.
Yes.
But the weird thing is, without the summit, it's more likely that there'll be a nuclear war that ends everything, meaning that the coin is worthless. Oh, that's ironic. We're all going to die.
Hilarious. My dad, who is a South Korean immigrant, actually called me and asked me if I have a hookup to get a handful of the coins. I'm assuming that because if South Korea does go up in flames, he has a physical item that he can throw on the floor and spit on and stomp on angrily.
I love it that your dad thought that because you work on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, that you had access to the White House gift shop.
Yeah. I was like, Dad, you should see what it's like here. Like, there's barely chairs. It's public radio, Dad.
Can I just ask, does anybody, all due respect to the military expert, but does anybody get the goat rodeo thing?
Yeah, that's made up, right?
There's no such.
That
I mean,
could
I guess
be.
it's like herding kittens, right? Or like a sack full of squirrels. It's supposed to connote chaos, I guess,
Yeah.
or just a bad rodeo, or.
So wait, let me get this straight. You've never been to a goat rodeo? I always feel so stupid when I'm on the panel with all these intellectuals, and then this one time, there's something I know about.
You've been to a goat rodeo.
Of course I've been to a goat rodeo.
What's it like?
I grew up in a small town in Massachusetts. You're kidding me? Goat rodeo.
I'm not kidding you.
It's synonymous with the.
All right, Chris, here is your next quote.
All right.
We're going to give people the key, but we don't want them to become a public bathroom.
That was a company announcing a new policy. You don't have to buy anything to use their restroom. Who was it?
I think it's those guys from the West Coast. They're a real small artisanal place. Starbucks.
Correct! Starbucks. Great job, Chris. Starbucks is open for business, guys. Your business. The policy says, quote, any person who enters our spaces, including our restrooms, regardless of whether they make a purchase, is considered a customer. That seems nice, but maybe this is a brilliant ploy to make bathrooms so disgusting that no one will actually want to use them anymore. You're gonna be like, hey barista, make my Americano with an extra shot. A hepatitis shot, am I right?
Well, maybe it is a way of getting more customers so that when people come in and use the bathroom and they can really tell that their intention was just to use the bathroom and leave, that they just knock on the door, they go, can we get you a coffee? Do you want a coffee? It's because they're vulnerable at that point.
And look, I'm a parent. I go around with kids who need to use the bathroom all the time, and I can tell you that this is nothing. This is an existing policy. I have frequently gone into Starbucks to use the bathroom without buying anything. All you have to be is polite and white.
Right. Exactly. That is exactly right. It's true.
That's all it takes.
It's true because
Not
ostensibly...
so complicated, people.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because ostensibly Starbucks is doing this bathroom policy in response to the uproar after two black men in Philly were arrested for asking to use the bathroom while waiting for their friend before ordering, which I don't think the problem was the bathroom, Starbucks. I think the problem was your racism.
Do you know when I knew that Starbucks was racist? It's when they introduced that blonde roast. Explain that to me. Why does coffee need to be blonde all of a sudden? Or does it have Aryan blood in it? Why is it originally, apparently they want to call it the master roast, but it didn't test well, so they went with the blonde roast.
You know, in fairness to Starbucks, they did have a day where they did race sensitivity training, so that should be all taken care of by now.
All right, Chris, here is your last quote.
I'll read the Bible instead.
That was one of many people declaring they'd boycott Netflix after the company announced a big production deal with whom?
Would that be the first African-American president of the United States of America?
That is true, yes.
right.
And the First Lady. Barack and Michelle Obama. This week, the Obamas signed a massive multi-year deal for both scripted and unscripted content for Netflix. We were all wondering what Obama would do next, and this is it. Jimmy Carter is 200 years old and still building houses for poor people. And Obama is using his powers to convince Jennifer Aniston to do a Friends reboot. Netflix has not revealed exactly what shows the Obamas will be producing, but at this point, if it's just 6 hours of Bo the dog licking his own nuts, half of America will watch it. Did you guys hear about this?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
what?
No, not the nuts part. The Obama deal part.
Oh, I heard about the Obama deal.
Yeah.
But that's not what piqued my interest.
The Bo the dog?
Yeah, so my dog had an injury, and they gave me, he had surgery, and then they gave me pain pills for him. And I was just like, he doesn't need pain pills. He can lick his own He administers his own pain medication.
I heard
nothing about animals at the vet.
I heard that's just as addictive as opioids.
Yeah, but the clinics are more interesting.
Bill, how did Chris do on the quiz?
Chris is hot. He got all 3 right.
There you go.
Congratulations, Chris. Okay, panel, time for some questions for you from this week's news. Adam, the post office is back. They're coming out with new stamps this summer, unlike any we've seen before. What is special about them?
They are, Helen, scratch and sniff.
That is correct!
Yes.
Can you believe it? Finally, they came up with something that is going to save the Postal Service.
I can't wait to smell Lincoln.
I was more curious about George Washington's smell.
Honestly, I thought the old ones were scratch and sniff. Idiot.
This is the most bonkers story I've ever heard. The United States Post Office is issuing scratch and sniff stamps. They look really fun and will be a big hit among the one remaining man who still sends letters.
I still write letters, and I love to receive letters, and so it's pretty much me and Bed Bath & Beyond keeping the post office going right now.
It's true, Bed Bath.
Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever had that coupon with you when you went to the store?
Coming up, which of our panelists is the lying liar who lies? It's Bluff the Listener. Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT to play. We'll be back in a minute with more of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me from NPR.
Support for this podcast and the following message comes from Spotify. On Spotify, you can listen to millions of songs and now also thousands of podcasts. Spotify makes it easy to discover and follow new artists and now offers the same with your favorite podcasts. Listening to the latest in news, entertainment, sports, and culture is as easy as playing music. Music and podcasts streaming right now on Spotify.
Hey everyone, I'm Robin Hilton with All Songs Considered, NPR's weekly music discovery podcast. We know it's hard to keep up with all the great albums coming out each week, so every Friday we do a quick run through the most essential releases. Get New Music Friday from All Songs Considered in the NPR One app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
From NPR and WBEZ Chicago, this is Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR News Quiz. I'm Bill Curtis. We are playing this week with Paula Poundstone, Hari Kondabolu, and Adam Felber. And here again is your host at the Chase Bank Auditorium in downtown Chicago, Helen Hogg.
That's me. I am not going to lie, Bill Curtis. Just hearing you say that give me the tingles. Right now, it's time for the Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me Bluff the Listener game. Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT to play our game on air. Hi, you're on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi there, how are you? My name is Kelly, and I'm calling from Tewksbury, Massachusetts.
Tewksbury, Massachusetts.
Was Ann Sullivan from Tewksbury? Or?
Actually, she and her brother lived at the Tewksbury State Hospital. They were orphaned.
Hey, this is a comedy show. All
right, Kelly.
I don't think we need to go bumming people out, Kelly. Couldn't you just say, yeah, she had a flower shop there?
It's nice to have you with us, Kelly. You're going to play our game in which you must try to tell truth from fiction. What are we talking about today, Bill?
I forgot my toothbrush.
We've all forgotten things while traveling. Why, on 2 trips in a row traveling with this very show, Peter Sagal accidentally brought 2 left running shoes. That's not a setup to a joke or anything. It's just a true fact we're choosing to expose while he's on vacation. This week, we read about someone leaving something surprising behind. Guess the panelist who's telling the truth, and you'll win our prize, the Wait Wait voice of your choice on your voicemail. Are you ready to play?
I am ready.
Awesome. First up, it's Paula Poundstone.
The annual Thank You for Your Service Parade, presented by Disneyland in partnership with the USO for service members and their family at Camp Pendleton in San Diego, is quite a production. There are a dozen incomparable floats and an exquisite sound system. This year, however, someone whose head must still be rolling forgot the Mickey Mouse costume. Thinking quickly, parade director Rini Maciero instructed veteran cast member Paul Matlock to perform as scheduled, the voice of parade Grand Marshal Mickey Mouse as if he were there, but in hiding. Welcome, service members and families, to our Where the Heck is Mickey parade. Mickey's voice boomed to a confused crowd of parade watchers down Main Street in Camp Pendleton. This year, I'm camouflaged. Right, Minnie? Even Minnie looked confused despite having facial features that are set in an immovable broad smile. He kind of freaked my kids out, complained Corman John Sedich. I mean, saying stuff like, don't bother looking for me. You won't see me unless I want you to see me. We like a Mickey we can see.
The story of a Disney parade missing its Mickey from Paula Poundstone. Your next story of someone forgetting something comes from Adam Felber.
Could happen to anyone. You take a cool trip, whip out your GoPro to record your experience for posterity, and you discover you've left your memory card at home. Okay, now imagine it's worse because you are in the middle of a once-in-a-lifetime spacewalk at the International Space Station when you realize what's happened. Okay, and now imagine your colossal cock-up is streaming live to all the denizens of the Earth below you. Well, if you're a certain American astronaut last week, you don't have to imagine anymore. In fact, the ensuing dialogue we all got to listen to between the astronaut and mission control sounded a lot like your grandmother getting computer customer service from mission control. Let me read you an actual sample. Hey, Houston, I gotta ask you a question about the GoPro real quick. Over. Go ahead, over. Okay, I'm pushing the button and getting a no SD card. That means, do I need that to record? And if it's recording, is there supposed to be a red light on? This is Houston. I'm told that if the card is in, it should have a red light if it's recording. And Houston, if it says no SD, what does that mean? Over. We think it means no card. Over. Okay. That last line wasn't broadcast, but the other stuff did happen. And on the bright side, thanks to this foul-up, the 7.5 billion of us down below never had to say cheese and then try it all over again because that one guy blinked.
An astronaut forgetting his memory card from Adam Felber. Your last story of someone leaving with less than they thought comes from Hari Kondabolu.
A mother in suburban Chicago breathes a huge sigh of relief this week as she was reunited with her 8-year-old son Kevin, who was accidentally left at home alone as the family went on vacation to Paris. Apparently, no one had noticed the boy was missing on their drive to the airport and through airport security and while boarding the plane.
I don't think this one's true.
No. I saw this somewhere.
Only once when they were in flight did the mother sense that a cherished family member may not have been present. She then shrieked, "Kevin!" She would rush home, where she, along with police, found the boy unharmed physically, though he may deal with abandonment issues for years to come. In addition to the boy, the police also found 2 career criminals who appeared to have suffered great bodily damage while attempting to rob the house. One man had been shot in the groin with a BB gun and had his hand severely burnt by a hot doorknob. The other man had a nail and pieces of glass Christmas ornaments lodged in his foot. Both men also miraculously survived being hit in the head with a paint can that was apparently swung from a rope at high speeds. something which would normally crush a human skull in seconds. Child Protective Services. Child Protective Services say they will not remove the child from the family since they believe it to be only a one-time occurrence and certainly not something that could happen again the next year.
Okay, Kelly, you've got Hurry's story about a family in Chicago that left their son at home, Adam's story about an astronaut, and Paula's story about a missing Mickey Mouse. Which one is real?
Well, I think I would have to go with the astronaut.
The astronaut, which is Adam's story.
Yes.
It's ridiculous.
Well, to find out the correct answer, take a listen to this.
Houston, I got a question about the GoPro real quick. I see a no SD. Do I need that to record?
That was astronaut Drew Fustel asking Houston about the SD card needed to record with his camera. Congratulations, Kelly, you got it right.
Thank you so much.
You earned a point for Adam and you've won our prize, the voice of your choice on your voicemail. Thank you for playing with us today.
Thank you.
And now the game where we ask talented people to do something that requires no skill whatsoever. It's called Not My Job. The comedian and actor Retta is best known for her role as Donna on the hit comedy Parks and Recreation. She currently stars on NBC's new series Good Girls, and she has a book out next week called So Close to Being the Poop Y'all Don't Even Know. Retta, welcome to Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Thank you.
So the title of your book actually has a not safe for work word in it, which is why I had to go boop. Be honest, did you call it that just to watch interviewers squirm when they had to say it on the air?
A little bit.
Because you're not the one that actually has to say the title, right? Other people have to say it.
Yeah, generally I don't, but I do like saying it.
What's the most creative any interviewer has come up with to say the title?
Usually they say so close to being the blank, but Kelly Ripa said so close to being the S.
Oh, the S. That Kelly,
Yeah.
She's clever. She's a clever girl. No, I know your real name is Marietta Sirleaf, which sounds so noble. I feel like I should bow when I'm saying it.
You should.
I just did, Marietta Sirleaf. Now, why do you just go by one name, Retta?
When I was in college, I hooked up with this guy from Georgia, and they pronounce Marietta, Georgia, Mayretta, and he started calling me Retta as if I allowed it, and my friends thought it was hilarious, and so they insisted on calling me that.
No.
And then so when I first started doing stand-up, I was doing an open mic, and the MC came out and said, "Who's next?" I was like, "Me." He's like, "What's your name?" "Marietta Sirleaf." "What?" I was like, "Ugh, just Retta," and that's how I got Retta for...
What? Because you didn't have the patience to go over your actual name with them?
No, I was like, if this is too challenging, let's stick to the easy stuff.
But now you're like a one-namer, which I think is boss.
Yeah, me, Cher, Bono, living that life.
I heard you were about to pursue medicine before moving to LA to become a comedian. How did that work?
I was pre-med. I was all about the books growing up, and I was taking a year off after college, which was the first time I ever lived alone, and so I wanted a break just before I went into medical school, and I was living by myself, so my TV was my roommate. And after a while, I would be like, I can do this.
What?
But I decided that I wanted to have my own sitcom, which is why I started doing stand-up, because I saw that so many sitcoms were headed by stand-up comedians. So I went into stand-up.
Yeah. I'm a stand-up comedian. I still haven't gotten one, so
Oh,
we're working on it.
awkward.
Don't you come from an immigrant family, Retta?
I do. My parents are Liberian.
And how does your myself coming from an immigrant family, when I told them I was going to become a stand-up comedian, they were like, what? So how did yours, because you were actually like on your way to medical school. How did they take that?
They were actually pretty good about it. My mother said, you're carrying around your father's last name, which is why I don't use my last name. And my dad's big thing was like, just get health insurance. He's like, if something happens to you, we can't take care of you.
Now, speaking of your dad's last name, I heard that you're actually the niece of a Liberian former president?
Yeah. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was married to my dad's cousin.
So you come from not only an immigrant family, but an immigrant family with like that was really high up.
Yeah, I guess our version of royalty over there, huh?
Seriously, it could be because she won a Nobel Peace Prize, right?
Yeah, and she met Oprah, homie.
What? Better than a Nobel Peace Prize.
That was even cooler because I got more calls about her being on Oprah than her winning the Nobel Prize.
Your biggest role was as Donna on Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
And are you still? Can I just tell you, I was a guest star on one episode of Parks and Recreation for literally 42 seconds, and I have had people accost me on the street. So I can't imagine what you must be dealing with, having been on like a series regular on it the whole show.
Oh yeah, I there's not a day that I walk out of the house and don't hear "treat yourself," but it's fine.
Oh, see? We've opened the floodgates here.
Exactly.
All right, Retta, we have invited you here to play a game we are calling...
Good boy. That's a good boy.
You are currently starring on a show called Good Girls, so naturally we want to ask you about good boys, as in doggies.
Okay.
We're talking about doggies. We're going to ask you 3 questions about dogs who have been very good boys. Get 2 of them right, and you'll win a prize for one of our listeners, any voice from our show on their voicemail. Bill,
Okay.
who is Retta playing for?
Daniel Imami of Houston, Texas.
Retta, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here's your first question. A dog in England has been on a tighter leash since its owner discovered it had been doing what? A, licking all the freshly washed dishes in the house. B, traveling by bus twice a week to a local pub where he was fed sausages. Or C, attempting to mate with the neighbor's cat, which it must be said was a very doggish looking cat.
Well, I'm gonna go with C.
C?
Humping on a cat.
Humping on a cat.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, I'm sorry. The answer was B, traveling by bus twice a week to the local pub where he was fed sausages. The funniest part is apparently he could catch the bus there, but like couldn't catch the bus back. So he always had to be driven home. Hilarious. All right, Retta, here's your next question. It's okay, you have 2 more guesses left, so here's your next question. After being robbed several times, a tire shop in Texas decided to enlist the help of a guard dog. What happened next? A, the owners returned to discover the dog had chewed up every single one of their tires. B, the dog distracted a gang of robbers by humping their legs until the cops came. C, the next time thieves broke in, they stole the dog and some more tires.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna go with C.
Yes! That is correct! They stole the guard dog on top of stealing the tires. The thieves must have had treats or he must have flunked guard dog school. All right, Retta, you are doing great. You got 1 right. Here is your last question. We like to give our dogs what they need. Which of these was created just for dogs? A new dating website called Fetch Me helps your pup find true love by displaying photos and barks of the dogs registered with it.
That's brilliant.
B, Spotify launched Adoptify, a music service that helps you find a dog that shares your taste in music. Or C, Petco created a new line of dog beds that you can custom order to smell like your dog's favorite butt.
Well, I'm gonna go with B.
Spotify? Yes,
Yeah.
that is correct.
Oh.
Yes. You can find a dog that loves the kind of weird emo music that you're into. And I say no matter how cute the dog is, if that dog is into Red Hot Chili Peppers, keep it moving, dog. Bill, how did Retta do?
You know, Retta is a winner in our books.
Retta stars in the series Good Girls, which was just renewed for a second season on NBC. Her new book, So Close to Being the Poop Y'all Don't Even Know, is out next week. Retta, thank you so much for joining us on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Thank you.
In just a minute, Bill visits the Wiener Circle in our Listener Limerick Challenge game. Call 1-888-WAIT-WAIT to join us on the air. We'll be back in just a minute with more of Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me from NPR.
Support for this NPR podcast and the following message comes from Amazon Music, the simplest way to listen to the music you love. Discover tens of millions of songs and thousands of curated playlists and stations across all your devices just by asking. With Amazon Music, find your favorite songs not just at the tip of your fingers, but also at the tip of your tongue. All the music without ads or interruptions. For a free 30-day trial for new customers, go to AmazonMusic.com. Renews automatically. Cancel anytime.
I'm Ophira Eisenberg. Join me on NPR's Ask Me Another as we challenge contestants and celebrities to nerdy word games, music parodies, and punderful trivia. Find us every week on the NPR One app and wherever you listen to podcasts.
From NPR and WBEZ Chicago, this is Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR News Quiz. I'm Bill Curtis. We are playing this week with Hari Kondabolu, Adam Felber, and Paula Poundstone. And here again is your host at the Chase Bank Auditorium in downtown Chicago, Helen Hong.
Thank you, Bill. It must be close to summer. Bill was just bitten by a tick and now has Rhymes disease. It's the Listener Limerick Challenge. If you'd like to play, give us a call at 1-888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 1-888-924-8924. But right now, panel, some more questions for you from the week's news. Paula, it's always exciting when your adult children finally move out to make it on their own to help their son get out and start his own life. One New York couple did what?
Then they sue to get him out.
Yes!
They went to the courts.
That is correct.
Yeah.
They sued him. The parents had been posting eviction notices on their 30-year-old son's door. We assume next to the sign he made that says, "Do not enter without password." But finally, they had to take him to court saying he needed to move out and find a real job. He's serving as his own lawyer, so suck it, Mom. He did find a job. The man-child is appealing, and we mean that only in the legal sense.
Only. I've seen him.
The man-child, I love that. I can't even imagine, though, like, I need to, I don't like friction in the home. I mean, I just can't imagine, like, passing one another in the hallway or, wouldn't it be,
How's your lawsuit going? Fine, Dad. Yeah, that's a weird morning conversation.
Yeah.
It's so true, because they had been setting him they had been putting notes on under his door, and they were
It's tough when you go on a date with someone and they invite you back to their crib and they have an actual crib there. Their actual crib. It's a crib joke.
Hari, this week Febreze descended on the town of Parrish, Alabama to help get rid of the odor left by what?
It was barbecue?
It is way, way worse than barbecue.
Well, I like barbecue.
Would you like a hint?
Yeah.
It's like being stuck behind a garbage truck in traffic, but instead of a truck, it's a train, and instead of garbage, it's 10 million pounds of poop.
Is it the stench of 10 million pounds of poop?
Yes. That is correct. On a poop train.
I don't think I would classify that as a hint, Helen.
No, wait a minute.
In case you missed the story of the poop train, it's not
on
just
the poop train.
It is not just the title of Cat Stevens' grossest song.
Come take me home again.
A train containing over 200 shipping containers full of human waste from New York was stuck on the tracks next to the Alabama town for 2 months.
Oh, Lordy.
I know. Not only was it gross, the New York poop would not shut up about how hard it was to find a decent cup of coffee in Alabama. So obnoxious, New York poop. During its extended stay, residents said that the smell was so overwhelming that it made the entire town smell like a Starbucks.
Why are you guys shipping your poop to, why is New York shipping their poop to Alabama?
I think it was en route through this town, and then something happened with,
Wait a minute, from New York to Alabama is not part of a route to anywhere. Your Waze isn't working.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
that poop took a wrong left.
We're trying to go to New Jersey, but
Here we are. Let's get some barbecue.
yeah, I think we're gonna have to swing down through Alabama to avoid the traffic.
I've got a feeling there's an ill wind blowing. There's an ill wind blowing, and it's blowing our way.
Coming up, it's lightning fill in the blank. But first, it's the game where you have to listen for the rhyme. If you'd like to play on the air, call or leave a message at 1-888-WAIT-WAIT. That's 1-888-924-8924. Or click the Contact Us link on our website, waitwait.npr.org. There you can find out about attending our shows here at the Chase Bank Auditorium in Chicago and our upcoming show at Tanglewood in Lenox, Massachusetts on June 21st. Hi, you're on Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Hi, I'm Jill Tayden, and I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Hi, how's things in Fort Lauderdale?
Pretty wonderful, I have to say.
And what do you do down there in Fort Lauderdale?
I'm an overeducated stay-at-home mom of 2 wonderful boys who will love the poop train story, by the way. I just cannot wait for them to hear that.
What is it about boys and poop?
I don't know, but there's a lot of it going on in my house at all times.
Jill, welcome to the show. Bill Curtis is going to read you 3 news-related limericks with the last word or phrase missing from each. If you can fill in that last word or phrase correctly on 2 limericks, you're a winner. Here is
wonderful.
Woo! I'm excited too.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Jill.
Here is your first limerick.
As Hamlet's soliloquy makes clear, with clown nose, skull, sad face, he breaks fear. Get out your phones, class, 'cause emojis kick peach. I use them to teach you kids.
Shakespeare.
Yes!
Who would get that?
I mean, that was a hard one. Teachers have finally figured out how to teach Shakespeare to bored teens, translating it into emoji. Forget about what light through yonder window breaks. Now it's light bulb, window, girl face, peach, hashtag Juliet. Hashtag I love reading. While some educators say that the rise of emoji-based learning is damaging to both students and teachers, we say frown face, quit being such losers, eye roll. Why bother reading all of Oedipus when you could save a ton of time reading an eggplant, a mom emoji, and then 1,000 puke faces?
You know, it's just so terrible. I mean, the screens don't belong in the classroom to begin with, and the idea that everything you teach has to somehow be cutesy to entertain the children, and then we wonder why you have to get the court system to get them out of your house when they're 30.
Hashtag eye roll. Here's your next limerick, Jill.
There is nothing to say that it's not frog, or wood chips shaved off of a squat log. I'm afraid to find out what is under sauerkraut and what things all go into a
hot dog.
Yes!
Hot dog.
Hot dog. A survey found 43% of Americans are very sensible and don't want to know what's in hot dogs. And the other 57% are in hot dogs. Mystery meat solved. Americans eat 20 billion hot dogs a year, but to be fair, most of those were by Mitt Romney. Even so, that is a lot of people willing to eat what is essentially a blind date with a meat tube. Enough about me. What about you? Well, I'm mostly rat hair. Do you guys eat hot dogs? I've stopped.
I will now.
All right, Jill, here's your last limerick.
For cleaning to reach its full power, I need oils that come from a flower. They release in warm water. I'll make the source hotter. I am taking my plants in the
shower?
Yes!
Shower. You've been practicing.
Yes, excellent, Jill. If you're wondering what people are doing in their showers these days, you've come to the right place, Mike Pence. People are showering with their plants. But not in a gross romantic way, in a gross humidifying way. The idea is you load your shower up with eucalyptus branches, turn the water on, and suddenly your bathroom is filled with a fresh, healthy scent, a bunch of wet leaves, and a confused koala bear. Bill, how did Jill do?
You know, Jill was really good. She got them all right.
Yes!
3-0.
Jill! Great job. Thank you so much for playing our game.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, on to our final game, Lightning Fill in the Blank. Each of our players will have 60 seconds in which to answer as many fill-in-the-blank questions as he or she can. Each correct answer is worth 2 points. Bill, can you give us the scores?
Adam has 3, Paula has 2, and Hari has 2.
All right, we have flipped a coin. Hari has elected to go first. Hari, fill in the blank. On Wednesday, Trump's son-in-law blank received permanent security clearance.
Jared Kushner.
Correct. On Thursday, investigators revealed that the missile that brought down a Malaysian plane in 2014 was from blank's military.
Russia's.
Yes. On Thursday, several women accused actor and March of the Penguins narrator blank of sexual harassment.
Morgan Freeman.
Yes, sadly. Authorities determined that a fire at a hotel in Spain was caused by 2 guests blanking.
Having very vigorous sex.
No, attempting to wake up another guest by burning his feet with a lighter. On Sunday, lava from Mount Kilauea in blank reached the ocean, creating a toxic steam cloud.
Hawaii.
Correct. On Wednesday, the Washington Capitals defeated the Tampa Bay Lightning to advance to the blank finals.
Stanley Cup Finals.
Yes. An Ohio man walking home from a train station at 5:30 in the morning called police when he noticed he was being followed by a blank.
Goat.
Not quite, kind of close. A very large pig.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. According to the North Ridgeville Police Department, officers first assumed they were either being pranked or dealing with someone who was crazy drunk. However, they arrived on the scene to find, quote, a very sober man who was actually being followed by a 50-pound pig.
Who was drunk.
No word on how intoxicated the pig might have been.
There you go.
The police managed to get the animal into their car and took it to the station. They were going to charge it with bacon and entering, but instead let it off with a parking ticket. Bill, how did Hari do?
Hari got 5 right for 10 more points. He now has 12 points, and he took the lead.
Okay. So, Paula, you are next. Fill in the blank. On Tuesday, the House voted to roll back regulations on blanks put in place after the 2008 financial crisis.
On banks.
Correct. This week, the NFL approved fines for teams whose players blank during the national anthem.
Peacefully protest the injustice towards black men.
Yes, I'm going to give it to you. On Tuesday, Stacey Abrams became the first black woman to be a major party candidate for governor when she won the Democratic nomination in blank.
Georgia.
Correct. This week, a Florida couple are suing McDonald's for $5 million, alleging that the restaurant blanked.
Jeez, the restaurant wasn't good.
Yeah, well, yes, but also they added cheese to their burgers without permission.
Oh!
According to climatologists, April was the 400th month in a row to be blanker than average.
Hotter.
Yes. This week, Amazon announced it was banning customers who blanked items too often.
Return them.
Yes. On Wednesday, the city manager of a town in Florida apologized for an emergency alert warning of blank.
I don't know, missiles?
Zombies.
Oh, right, I did know
A
that.
zombie attack. Lake Worth's power grid sends out automatic alerts whenever service is interrupted, as it did during a massive power outage on Wednesday. But some residents noticed the alert also warned of a zombie outbreak. Especially alarming since Lake Worth's slogan is beautiful beaches, delicious brains. Bill, how did Paula do?
Well, she got 5 right for 10 more points. She now has 12 points and is tied with Hari.
Hot game. So, Bill, how many does Adam need to win?
Adam needs 5 to win.
All right, Adam, this is for the game. Are you ready?
I guess so.
This week, a federal judge ruled that President Trump can't legally block people on what?
Twitter.
Correct. On Monday, Gina Haspel was officially sworn in as the new director of blank.
The CIA.
Yes. This week, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said that he supported findings that suggest blank helped Trump's campaign.
Russia.
Yes. On Monday, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin announced the trade war with blank has been put on hold.
China.
Yes. After being caught by police with a bag of cocaine in his house, a man in Florida told officers blank.
There was more in the garage.
That he was only keeping it in his home so that the neighborhood kids couldn't get to it. On Monday, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio instructed police to end arrests for blank.
Marijuana.
Yes. Best known for the novels Portnoy's Complaint and American Pastoral, writer blank passed away at the age of 85.
Philip Roth.
Yes. After telling emergency responders that he was bitten by a rattlesnake that fell into his kayak from a tree, a South Carolina man changed his story when it was revealed that blank.
He thought it was an alligator and paddled right over to it and reached for it when he found out it was a snake.
Yes! The man's cousin gave us the real story. After spotting what he thought was an alligator in the water, like any of us, he decided to get closer. When he paddled over and discovered it was a rattlesnake, like any of us, he said, "I should pick it up." At which point, like any of us, he was bitten 3 times. Luckily, he made it to the hospital quickly and is expected to make a full recovery, which means he can soon get back to his favorite hobby, bothering alligators. Bill, did Adam do well enough to win?
Well, he got 7 right for 14 more points.
There you
He now
go.
has 17, and he is our winner.
Congratulations, Adam. Wait, Don't Tell Me is a production of NPR and WBEZ Chicago in association with Urgent Haircut Productions, Doug Berman, Benevolent Overlord. Philip Godecke writes our limericks. Our public address announcer is Paul Friedman. Our house manager is Tyler Green, assisted by Mary Diolio. Our web guru is Beth Novi. Our new intern is Zoe Zaidama. Special thanks to Chef Bill Kim at Urban Belly for feeding us. BJ Liederman composed our theme. Our program is produced by Jennifer Mills and Miles Dornbos. Peter Gwynn on drums. Technical direction from Lorna White. Our master of operations is Colin Miller. Our production coordinator is Robert Newhouse. Our senior producer is Ian Chillog. The executive producer of Wait, Don't Tell Me is Mike Danforth.
She's Helen Hogg.
Thank you, Bill Curtis. Thanks also to Paula Poundstone, Adam Felber, and Hari Kondabolu, and Peter Sagal for letting me drive this crazy ship for a week. I hope you're having a great vacation, Peter. Thanks to all of you for listening. I'm Helen Hong, and come back next week.
There you go.
This is NPR.